Everything has a speed limit. Your car, your internet connection, and it turns out even the most powerful AI models have one. It's this hidden bottleneck that's been holding them back. So let's dive into how researchers just completely shattered it. So, have you ever wondered what's really stopping an AI from just reading, say, the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy and getting it instantly? Or watching a whole movie and understanding every single plot twist in one go? Well, it comes down to a surprisingly simple but massive problem.
And that problem is a speed limit. It's buried deep inside the AI's core architecture, a hard cap on just how much information it can juggle efficiently at any one time. All right, to get our heads around this, we need to look at this key component called the attention mechanism. It's basically the magic sauce that lets models like ChatGPT connect ideas. But here's the twist. It's also their biggest bottleneck.
So, this attention mechanism is what lets an AI figure out context. You know how the word rock means something totally different if you're talking about music versus geology. The problem, though, is that as you feed it more and more text, the amount of work it has to do just explodes. Like if you double the length of a sentence, it has to do 4 times the calculations. That's what we call quadratic scaling, and it's a total performance killer for long sequences. Now, a few years back, this breakthrough called Flash Attention 2 came along, and it was a game changer. It made things way faster by being really smart about how it used the computer's memory. Absolutely brilliant stuff. But when you put it on the newest, beefiest AI hardware, like NVIDIA's H100 GPUs, it just couldn't keep up. It was leaving a ton of power on the table.
In fact, it was only using about 35% of the chip's potential. I mean, think about that. It's like having a Ferrari that you can only get into second gear.
Meanwhile, the GPU itself was capable of hitting 90% utilization. So that huge gap, from 35 all the way to 90, well, that's exactly the opportunity that a team of researchers from Stanford, Together AI, NVIDIA, and Meta just jumped on.
And this brings us to Flash Attention 3. See, the team didn't just tune up the old engine. They went back to the drawing board. They redesigned it from the ground up specifically for this new hardware, using 3 incredibly clever tricks. So how did they pull it off? They came at it with a 3-pronged attack. First, they totally rethought the data flow with something called producer-consumer asynchrony. Second, they figured out how to hide the slow calculations inside the fast ones. And third, they tapped into new hardware features for low-precision math, without sacrificing accuracy. Let's break down what that all means. Okay, trick number 1 is all about getting rid of any waiting around. The best analogy is a busy restaurant kitchen. You've got one chef, the producer, who's just chopping veggies and prepping ingredients. Then you have the line cook, the consumer, who's actually cooking the meal. When they're in perfect sync, the line cook never has to stop and wait for ingredients. Flash Attention 3 does exactly that inside the GPU. Some threads fetch the data while others do the heavy-duty math. It's like a perfectly efficient assembly line, so the main engine is always running at full tilt.
The second trick is just as clever. It's about hiding the slow parts. See, not all calculations are created equal. A key part of the attention calculation, called softmax, is way slower than the main number crunching. So Flash Attention 3 schedules these slow operations to happen in the tiny little gaps while the faster parts of the GPU are busy. It's kind of like a pit crew changing a tire while the race car is still rolling down the pit lane. The slow work gets done, but the whole process never actually stops.
And the third trick is all about precision. For a long time, AI has used a number format called FP16. It's accurate, but it's also kind of slow. The newest GPUs have special hardware built to handle a much faster format called FP8, which can literally double performance. But there's a catch, right? Using less precise numbers can introduce tiny rounding errors, which can actually make the AI less accurate overall.
This is where Flash Attention 3 gets really brilliant. It solves this problem with 2 more smart ideas. First is block quantization. Instead of trying to process a giant chunk of data all at once, it breaks it down into smaller, more manageable blocks. This stops a few weird, extreme numbers from messing up the whole calculation. And second, they use something called incoherent processing. It's a bit complex, but they essentially use a random matrix to kind of smear out any extreme values before they can cause those pesky rounding errors.
In the result, does it actually work? Oh yeah, this table straight from the paper shows it all. Compared to a standard way of using FP8, Flash Attention 3's method is 2.6 times more accurate. So they get all of that incredible speed without the accuracy penalty. It's the best of both worlds. So, we've got these three really clever optimizations. What does that actually look like when the rubber hits the road? Let's check out the performance benchmarks. This graph tells you pretty much everything you need to know. That purple line way up at the top? That's Flash Attention 3. It's not just blowing past the old version in orange, it's faster than everything. It's even faster than NVIDIA's own proprietary, super optimized library, which you see there in red.
And what happens when you throw bigger problems at it? Well, the lead just gets bigger. For these larger model setups, Flash Attention 3 hits an insane 740 teraflops per second. We're talking 740 times trillion calculations every single second. That's pushing this incredibly powerful GPU to 75% of its absolute theoretical max speed.
But wait, because here's the grand finale. When they flip the switch on that super fast FP8 mode we were just talking about, the performance is just mind-blowing. It hits nearly 1.2 petaflops per second. That's over a quadrillion operations per second. It's just a truly massive, massive leap forward.
The authors themselves really sum it up best. Their work delivers a raw speed-up of 1.5 to 2 times over what was, until now, the state-of-the-art. And let me tell you, in the world of high-performance computing, that is a huge deal.
Okay, so it's fast. It's ridiculously fast. But why does this actually matter to us? Well, because making the very core of AI faster doesn't just mean your chatbot responds a little quicker. It means we can build entirely new kinds of AI.
This speed-up unlocks the exact things we were dreaming about at the start. AIs that can analyze and compare multiple long documents at the same time. AIs that can understand gigantic software codebases in seconds. Models that can process high-res video and audio just as easily as they handle text today. And, maybe the most exciting part, we can start building AI agents that have a genuine long-term memory, which opens the door to so many complex and useful applications.
By fundamentally redesigning the engine of AI for the hardware we have right now, these researchers didn't just break a speed limit. They've basically opened up a whole new super highway. It just leaves you wondering, now that this massive bottleneck is gone, what new frontiers are we even going to imagine next?